Hi, my name is Phil Festa. I'm a physician assistant. And I'm also the founder and director of the EXCELL Pre-Physician Assistant Clerkship and Preparatory Programs. I just wanted to create this video so you could find out a little more about what EXCELL is all about. And I suppose to do that, you really would need to know a little bit more about how I became a PA. I can tell you that as far as I can remember, fourth grade, I used to take a notebook and I would go through the dictionary and encyclopedias and just write down the names of organs and what they were for, or their definitions, and memorize that. I just had a real love for learning the human body and just taking care of people in general. And so I did that through grammar school and high school, and I was medical school bound. I went to Rutgers for my undergraduate, and in my end of my sophomore year, my father passed away and I suffered a major stroke. In fact, that happened while we were on vacation in Italy, where my mother is originally from. And, it really sent me for a loop. Certainly when we came back, my grades suffered. And then I had also had concerns about how my mother and my two younger sisters were going to make it if I were to go to school 2 more years for undergrad, and then 3 more years of med school, and then residency. And, in the mind of a 20-year-old who just lost his father, it just wasn't the thing to do. I had to look after my family. And so I did a 4-year business and economics degree in a 2-year period because I had to change majors from bio to business administration. And then I went to work in the finance industry. Fast forward 8 years, I started dating someone who worked in a hospital, and I sort of got bit by the bug to work in medicine again. Except I knew I wasn't going to be going back to med school. That wasn't really an option. So I was thinking maybe as an x-ray tech or a nuclear med tech, and started pursuing that. I started taking some prerequisites, and I also added the surgical technology courses so I can work in the OR and have some of that experience and perhaps do that as a career. It was during that time that I found out about the PA profession, and when I heard about it, I just fell in love with the whole idea. And I immediately switched gears, and that was my focus from then on, nothing but. So I applied to a few schools. It wasn't like it is today where you need to apply really to, 10, 12, 14 schools. So I went to my interview, and it was not an easy interview, and they had questions about my grades, which had suffered. I was assertive, and I let them know that the person that they are considering is the man sitting in front of them now with a 4.0 average from the last 2 years worth of prerequisite courses I've taken, and not the young man who just lost his father so many years earlier. And I was assertive, and I was confident about everything I had done to get to that point, and lo and behold, I was accepted. In fact, I was accepted on the spot. And so here we are today with the EXCELL program. Now, I started the EXCELL program when I was asked by someone to shadow me. And my first response was, I really don't have time for shadows, and that's kind of funny because now I work full time as a PA and also pretty much full time running EXCELL. But I told this person I'd think about it, and I'd get back to her the next day. And I did think about it, and I said to myself that everyone who applies PA school pretty much has shadowing. They have to have shadowing, or they're really not even going to be considered, because the competition all has shadowing. So my objective was not just to give her simple shadowing, which everyone has. I wanted to give her something more. So I developed a medical terminology program and also a quality of life survey program for the center where I work, the healthcare center I worked at. And I told her that she could shadow me, but I also wanted her to interview the patients doing this quality of life survey. And this would be a benefit to the facility, and she could also sit in with the facility directors and discuss her findings, giving her healthcare team experience. And so that was the beginning of EXCELL. That was how it was born. And Lauren was our first student, and we still keep in touch. In fact, we keep in touch with many, many of our students. Lauren we probably have dinner with every other month, but we definitely keep in touch, in contact, through text, phone calls, and other students as well. But so it's really like a family when you're with EXCELL, and we want to get you in PA school. That's the reason we exist.